Have you ever woken up in the morning and just needed to scream? Well, it turns out there's a Japanese slang term for that, and that's ohagya. Now, this is pretty clearly a combination of ohayo gozaimasu and gya, with the idea that you are in the middle of saying good morning and then all of a sudden you see something which makes you scream. Traditionally, this is your stock market portfolio, as if you look up this term on the Japanese internet, you will see major news sources talking about it, but they'll be from finance publications, such as Toyo Keizai or iFinance or Yahoo Japan, Rakuten's magazine. Indeed, that iFinance link I showed you earlier is actually from a list of day trader slang that they have, with the inclusion of Ohagya there evidencing its link to this community. But the term is actually pretty well known for a slang term, especially one that is as bizarre sounding as this. There is Irastoya art for it. Here it is. But even there, you can see in the description that it is talking about somebody looking at the fall of their kind of stock portfolio, the fall of the market. Now, the iFinance page we saw earlier dates this term back to at least 2014. That's when they entered it. But pretty easily, I can find uses going back to 2008. And these are all in context and clearly, again, relate to the stock market. The middle one, I guess, could be anything, but the first notes the Dow Nasu, which I guess is a bonus slang term, which is the Dow and the NASDAQ. And the bottom one links to a Nikkei business article, which is still alive, so very clearly is what we're talking about, and again, shows mainstream discussion of what we're talking about back to 2008. Now, this linked news article is actually quite important, as it may be the origin of this term entering kind of the mainstream discourse. As again, it appears in a major publication, but the author states that the origin of this term comes from 2Channel, and they actually apologize to their readers for that, noting that it came from their Keizaiban, or economics board, and specifically stating that they are going to introduce this term, which to me reads as, well, somebody taking something from 2chan and introducing it to the mainstream. And you know what? I cannot find a single use of ohagya before 2008, before this article, which of course would make sense if prior uses were all restricted to 2channel, which deletes its posts. So minimally then, we can say that ohagya has been used for almost 2 decades now. But in this time frame, there have been some important evolutions. One will be a blessing to all of you who are bad at stock trading but don't check your phone first thing in the morning, because konichigya and konbangya were also developed. Now, interestingly, konbangya actually appears in the image on the Nikkei article, which means it could date back to 2008, but I can't find uses of either term on Twitter until 2010. So this to me indicates that ohagya was not only the first, it was also the major one. The second development then is that now that we're in 2026, these terms have become used enough that they have lost their necessary link to stock trading, the stock market, etc. Now, this link is still the most major use. Again, we saw the articles earlier. Here's people using the term in 2026 clearly to talk about falling stock prices. But unlike in the past, you can just now ohagya anytime you see something first thing in the morning that makes you scream, such as a bunch of snow that prevents you from leaving the house, waking up first thing to an illness, or just breaking your glasses early in the morning. Not everyone plays with the stock market, but everyone is familiar with having something happen bad to them early in the morning, so ohagya has expanded to be more welcoming to the various types of misery that can happen soon after you open your eyes. So if you, for instance, had the unfortunate experience of waking up, booting up TikTok, and having this content be the first thing you see in the morning, well, at least you know now what to say.